So on to our first topic, rape jokes and the Anti-Bastos Law.
Right. So the
Okay?
Anti-Bastos Law was sponsored by
Governing body, the number one.
number one,
SJW.
SJW ng Senado. Sa di nakakaalam, SJW Social Justice Warriors, ito yung mga ipinaglalaban minsan matatawa ka na lang. Although some of them may have valid arguments, pero still, di ba?
Ito lang yan. Sabi nga ni parang Ben,
No, parang Ben Shapiro.
facts don't care about your feelings.
Right. Kung ang reason mo para gumawa ng batas is dahil na-offend ka,
Ang lupit ng mamang impact.
Oo.
Doon pa lang
Alam,
paano
mahal mo.
malalaban doon.
ano naman yun? Parehas kayong paniniwala sa buhay.
Correct. Anyway, also, endorse na rin namin yung mga taong yun, like Ben Shapiro, Louder with Crowder,
Oo, si
si
Crowder, si
ako, Gavin McGuinness.
Gavin McInnes is also okay. Ano siya?
Okay din siya.
Mas bulgar siya.
Mas bulgar.
Oo, mas bulgar siya. Si gusto mo naman
Tapos
intellectual.
yung pointed.
Intellectual si Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
Also Jordan Lee Peterson.
So he's a clinical psychologist, practicing clinical psychologist before naging tagapagtanggol ng regulating speech.
With that being said, alam niyo na we're both not white supremacists, obviously.
Oh.
We are
Wala naman siguro Asian supremacists.
we are conservatives and I'm leaning toward moderate, huwag masyadong conservative, huwag masyadong leftist.
Right.
Ganun
I
lang.
don't think there are extreme right and extreme left na nagsasabi na ganun sila. There are those talaga, I think we all fall under the category of left, right, and somewhere in the middle.
Dito sa Pilipinas.
Everyone, I mean, masyadong konti yung, everybody's accusing someone of being extremist. Pero I don't think they are. They're just finding ways to call someone out.
Oh, well, that's a good topic for another day. Medyo malalim yun eh. But anyway, okay, on to our first topic.
Medyo mahaba to.
Oo eh.
Medyo
Kasi,
complicated eh.
ang tawag dito, ito violation, yung first category is, the following are specific acts listed under gender-based streets and public spaces, sexual harassment that may be punishable from community service of 12 hours up to arrest to minor or 10 to 30 days imprisonment for the third offense. By the way, nakuha natin to sa Philippine Star.
Philippine Star website.
Philippine
This
Star.
was posted May 31, 2019. Pero before we move on to that, I just want to cover yung rape jokes. Siguro let's breeze through that really quick. Do you think rape jokes? Katamaan siya pero rape jokes in general. Do you think rape jokes are acceptable?
Ganda. Okay. Alam mo to, bro. Nakapunta ka sa isa sa mga shows namin.
And I actually wanted to be on there.
Right.
I talked to Eri.
Eddie?
He was there.
Eman, yeah.
He was the headliner ng time na yun. We had conversation. He gave me tips on how to present.
Yeah.
He gave good tips. Kaso nga lang, I never got around to it.
Shout out to Eric Nima.
Shout out to him. I think he left yung Comedy Manila.
Comedy Manila to pursue other
Yes, he's a great
He's
guy.
hosting yung mga
Kyle
online
Seven?
gamings ngayon, RPGs.
Okay.
Ang galing. Anyway, as a stand-up comedian, amateur. Nakita niyo yung show.
Aspiring.
Nakita niyo yung show. Aspiring. I'm not very good at it. I'm average low. Okay, yun na lang. Pagbigyan niyo na ako. But anyway, ang philosophy ko dyan, being a stand-up comedian, is no topic is sacred.
Right. I believe
If
that's
done with the right context, anything could be made fun of.
right. So, kasi ano yan eh. Speaking of context, it's more of what is your intent in doing that, di ba? I mean, did you intend to offend people or did you just really want to be funny? Do you just want to make people laugh?
Of course, meron mga offensive jokes. Talagang meron offensive jokes, ha?
The thing is,
Make no mistake about it. Again, depende yan on how yung context sa delivery.
So here's another thing that I live by, and I've told many people about this. Offense is taken; it's not given.
Okay.
You take offense. Nobody can give offense, right? I can call somebody names, and they can ignore it, or they can take offense on what I said.
Or pwede rin matawa.
Right? Pwede rin matawa. Ngayon, again, offense is taken, not given.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. If you get offended, you decided to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Nobody decides to be offended. Nobody decides it but you.
Eto naman, if it's a joke,
Mhm.
yun ang context ng
And you
sasabi
know
mo.
that it's a joke. It
Oo,
was delivered
and
as a joke.
kunyari, kung you attended a stand-up
Right, a
comedy
show.
show, alam mo joke. Nobody's serious.
You went there to watch a person
Give jokes.
giving jokes.
So, ba't pa siseryosohin? Ba't ka ma-offend? Okay, in the same context, if you watch a skit or a sketch on TV that's offensive to you, turn off the channel,
Right. Switch channels.
you know.
Turn off the TV. Go to
Huwag
YouTube.
tayo maging masyadong balat sibuyas.
There are people that gets offended when somebody talks about their religion. Imagine that.
Or ethnicity.
Ethnicity. Di ba? There are people that gets offended just by you being there without you doing anything. And I agree, no topics should be untouchable.
Right.
It's all a matter of whether or not you have the right sense of humor.
Right. Kasi subjective yun eh.
Mm.
What may be funny to you may not be funny to
Right.
me. Diba?
So if you
Or you guys, baka may nakakatawa. Halimbawa, hands down si Vice Ganda for me is never funny. Never funny.
Never funny for me as well.
Sorry.
Nothing against him/her. Nothing against him. It's just that his brand of comedy does not appeal to me. Diba? I mean, he's funny to other people and good for them. Diba? They're happy watching him, seeing him make fun of other people. Although I don't get offended. Remember yung kay Jessica Soho na joke niya before?
Oh.
Na ano parang sabi niya, ma-rape?
Oh,
It was a rape joke.
It was a rape joke.
Right? Diba? People got offended. I did not get offended. I don't think it was funny.
He said it in a show, in a comedy show yata. It was a joke.
Right, it was a joke. I mean, it's not. I don't find it funny, but I don't think
Here
it's.
comes the supporters of Jessica. So, she's an award-winning, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't meant.
Nobody's taking that away from her.
Oh.
She's still an award-winning reporter.
Right.
And bilib ako kay Jessica. So, I've been following her cover, field reporting.
Right.
Noong pa
The
na.
most dangerous
Right.
places.
Napupunta sa delikado yung buhay niya. Just to cover, just for us to know what's happening.
Right.
Pero, I mean, it's a joke. Either you find it funny or you don't. If you don't find it funny, you move on to the next.
Yeah. Hindi dapat lahat pinapatulan.
Right. That's our stand on
Walang-
rape jokes.
Parang sayang lang oras.
If somebody wants to make a rape joke, di ba there's this, I don't watch Big Brother, pero there's this one article I saw na tinanggal siya
Oh, just because of a rape joke.
of consistent rape jokes.
Consistent rape jokes.
I think it was
Hindi ko nabasa yung incident, pero
Well, I think it was parang multiple.
hindi.
Instances.
Ang huling alam ko dyan, it was, he makes jokes about rape, and it was ill-intended.
Not intended to rape someone, pero I think it's to make a point na I like this person, parang I would do her in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Parang ganun. I mean, ngayon, if, again, I do not follow the show, if he was warned and he still continued to do it, that's a different story. Pero if he was doing it without anybody telling him na stop doing it because the show, it's still a show and we all know it's partly scripted.
ito naman, when I say context and where you said it. So, di ba, Pinoy Big Brother is not a comedy show. Kung nagpapatawa siya just to
Right,
lighten
right.
the mood. Okay?
Pero kasi, I mean, these shows are, let's not kid ourselves na these are spontaneous. I mean, these people were selected because they know they had potential on being actors, celebrities. Naghahanap lang sila kung sino yung makiklik and then yun yung ipopromote nila.
Right.
So, if he was warned,
Tatlo na lang.
di ba, if he was warned off camera na, okay, you need to stop doing these jokes.
And tinuloy niya.
Right, this does not appeal to our show, and we don't want receiving backlash from this
Right.
just because of you.
Right.
Eh, tinuloy niya. And that's a different, parang empleyado ka lang na sinabihan na, oh, you're offending this person and they think that these are dirty jokes, these are company policies, and you still do it after warning.
Isa pang notorious ngayon, tatay mo.
He's been like that ever since. I mean, he's just making it easy for
Hindi,
for
again,
those against him.
it's context eh. He didn't advocate rape.
Oh, he's not saying let's all
I
go
don't
out
think
and
so.
start raping people.
It was a, ganito lang. Let's just say, it's unpresidential, it's unstatement. Yun yung context yun eh.
Oo, kasi
He don't, halimbawa, di ba,
Meron tayong
may
image.
topic tayo before na ganun sila magbiruan, yung mga self-deprecating
Right,
jokes.
right.
And that's fine in any audience eh.
Oo.
Ngayon, when you joke about, as a president, raping, hindi na statesman-like eh.
Yun nga, so we are given kasi this image of how a statesman,
should be.
a president, a senator, or whoever is in public office should act and talk.
Oh.
And he doesn't fit that, frame.
Ganun
But that's how he is.
Teka mo na. Ginusto niya yun eh, tumakbo siya eh, nanalo nga eh.
Oo.
O di act the part. Ngayon, it's a
Pero-
different story. Kunyari, it's a different story na nagbibiroan sila ng Labato and may nag-record and it came out.
Oo.
That's wrong. I mean, okay, nagbibiroan eh. Pero in a public forum na in the middle of a speech, magbibiro siya ng rape about
Pero
Seryoso.
what I think about that is, kasi ganun na siya beforehand, ganun siya nung campaign, ganun siya pre-campaign, ganun siya sa Davao, and when he ran for office, people knew how he speaks.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really not
as somebody who voted for him, I would be disappointed if he suddenly changes after winning.
Hindi, teka mo na. There are good jokes. There are bad jokes.
Right. Maybe some of his jokes I find good that are bad to some. Again, subjective ang
Hindi,
jokes.
marami siya sinabing ako natatawa ako sa mga ibang sinabi niya.
Mhm.
And I've been very critical of the president. Pero there are things na tipong cringe-worthy na tinatawag. Parang,
Again,
oh
jokes.
my God.
These are jokes.
Ba't mo
Diba? I don't
Pero nahihirapan din si Panelo eh.
Well, totoo. Panelo's post
Oh,
is the envy of nobody. Every time siguro magsasalita, kakamot na ulo si Panelo. Paano ko ito ipapaliwanag na naman? Tapos ngayong katong sa China Row, yung fisherman, hindi nagsasalita. Hindi naman nagsasalita. Paano ko na naman ipapaliwanag to?
We'll get into that. We'll have topics on that soon.
Right, so that's how we think of jokes in general, whatever topics.
Katulad lang nito, itong discussion na to. Sa kanya, yung rape jokes ni Presidente, dahil ganun na siya, it's fine. Ako, it's not the forum for it. Ganun eh. I'm not particularly offended. Some of it is pretty amusing.
You just think it's inappropriate.
Pero,
For the venue.
it's
for
not
the
for the
event.
person.
Okay.
Okay? Meron siyang mga jokes na okay eh.
So you don't find it funny, you don't laugh at it, I do.
Subjective
That doesn't
eh.
make any of us a good or a bad
That's it.
person.
Okay?
We have
Anyway.
different senses of humor.
Oh, yun.
That's it.
Hindi, natatawa din nga ako, pero not for him on
Okay.
that forum. Ganun lang.
Okay.
Okay? Not for him on that forum. It's unpresidential.
So going back dun sa law, that mind you, this was not signed by the president. This defaulted to a law. Kasi,
Hindi pinirma ng 30 days.
right, because when a law is passed sa Congress and Senate, it is forwarded to the president
For signing.
for signing, for approval
Pero
na this
mostly
bill of law.
formalities na lang. The president may sign it or veto it
Or veto.
with recommendation.
Right.
Or completely veto it.
So when a law is vetoed, veto by the way
No,
is when the president says no, I reject that law. I don't want that to be a law. It goes back to the Senate
For evaluation.
for evaluation. But if the Senate wants to push for that same law to move forward without the president's approval, you need to get 2/3 of the vote.
No. Ibabalik mo sa presidente with changes.
No, that is if you cannot get the two-thirds vote.
Okay.
So that's where the check and balance is. Hindi porke
I
ayaw
want
ni...
to brush up on that.
If the president doesn't want it, hindi porke ayaw niya, hindi na ubra. If majority, more than majority of the Senate thinks it should be a law. Kasi two-thirds is very hard to get. But if it's...
Ngayon, hindi na.
Ngayon, hindi na. Pero I mean, if two-thirds of that group agrees, then I don't think... I think that's enough to overrule the president.
Okay.
Being the same
I
level.
want to brush up on that. Sige.
So that's what I remember about veto power.
Okay.
The veto can be vetoed.
Inupuan ni Presidente na yung batas.
Right? So again, if you don't fall under being accepted as a law, signed into a law, or vetoed, and inupuan mo lang siya, it stays there for 30 days, tama? It automatically
30 days.
becomes a law. By default, it becomes a law.
Okay.
That's what happened.
The following are the specific acts listed as gender-based street and public spaces sexual harassment that may be punishable from community service of 12 hours up to arresto menor or 11 to 30 days imprisonment for the third offense. The following are specific acts listed as gender-based streets and public spaces sexual harassment that may be punishable from community service of 12 hours to arresto menor or 11 to 30 days imprisonment for the third offense. Okay?
Question, ano yung arresto menor?
Tignan nyo lang sa internet.
I looked that up really quick.
Go. Okay, number 1, cursing. Pagmumura.
Wow. Naman yung nanay ko, makukulong.
Wow. Brought to you by Risa, Hontiveros.
So fine is not more than unless specified suspension or disqualification. Suspended from what? Ayun, arresto menor. Fine is not more than suspension or disqualification unless specified. Okay. I cannot interpret it right now. Nasa revised penal code na, sir. I'm not gonna go into details.
Okay, titignan nyo na
I
lang.
don't have time for that.
Okay. Tignan nyo na lang. Next. Tigisa tayo.
Saan na ba tayo?
First is cursing, yung pagmumura.
Teka, nawala yung ano. Ito. So, cursing. Next is catcalling, defined as unwanted remarks directed towards a person, commonly done in the form of wolf whistling and misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist slurs. So,
Ano to?
Hi, miss.
Sa akin.
Hi, miss.
Hindi, ganito yan eh. Mahirap i-impose yan. Kasi, unang-una, sabihin lang natin,
What qualifies?
what quality? Tama. I mean, kunyari, nagbiro ka,
Again, going back no sa rape jokes.
Oo.
Diba?
And wolf whistling, yung is subjective eh. Some women find it flattering.
Right. I mean, some women,
Some gentlemen
oh,
find it flattering. Kasi
minsan
napagkabalan
nasipulan
sila.
ng ganyan.
Oo.
At one point in my life, napagkamalan ako babae, nasipulan ako kasi mahaba ang buhok ko, back in college. Nilapitan ko siya, sabi ko, para ng problema. Kamot siya ng ulo, sabi niya, ay sorry. Pero I found out na sexy pala ako. If seen from behind.
Misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist slurs. Ano yun?
Homophobic. I mean, alam mo yung guy talk, locker room talk, na, ano pare, alam ko kursunada mo si ganito. Lapitan mo na, bakla ka pala eh.
Yeah.
Di ba?
We grew up in that generation.
Oh, do you consider that homophobic? So, yung tropa mo, let's say locker room talk after a basketball game, can he file a case against you because you were thrown
You were there.
homophobic slurs?
Mga kaibigan, kung nakikita nyo lang yung chat namin sa Facebook, matatawa lang kayo. Kita mo? Kita niya? Kita niya?
Sweet namin.
Oo. Transphobic.
Ano transphobic? Pagka galit ka sa transportation?
Transsexuals.
Ayun yung mga operada.
Or yung mga drag queen natin.
What exactly is transphobic? Who is takot ako sa mga nagko-crossdress? Is that
Hindi, whatever, as long as it's a slur against them.
what is a slur?
Ganito yan, when you say, ganito, again, subjective. To some gentlemen of that orientation, bakla is a common term.
Right. It's a Tagalog term for
Hindi,
blanket statement.
That's how they call each other. Meron pa nga babaeng
Oo.
tatawag, bakla, di ba?
Oy, bakla.
Pero to some, it's offensive.
Mhm.
Now, yung some na yun, is super minority yun.
Well, may kakilala ako na isa na ayaw na tinatawag siyang ganun. He's not straight, pero he's not extravagant. Isa yung I wouldn't say closet. Pero,
Flamboyant.
yeah, hindi siya hindi siya flamboyant. I think that's the right term. Hindi siya screaming gay. Pero it's accepted. We all know. He doesn't deny. But he doesn't want being called
What does he prefer to be called?
by name.
Well,
And it makes sense. Pero
depende nga sa context. Kunyari, bakla between friends is like just, funny.
Right. Oy, bakla.
Pero,
Kumain ka na ba?
oh, but when told to some gay people, gay folk, bakla is derogatory, to some it's fine.
Did you see that news clip yung news article din sa online where sa store, nilagay doon bakla sa resibo? Outside, tas
Kaya
bakla. I think I posted that on my Facebook. Na the person got offended.
Yeah. Biglang ang na-offend yung mga hindi naman apektado.
Hindi, pati yung para daw, bakit daw bakla? Because that's how you identify and that's how people identify. You want to identify as someone, and then you want people to identify you as you have identified yourself. And then when they do exactly what you want them to do, you get offended. What's wrong with that? Everything is wrong with that.
Hindi, ganito lang. Let's put it this way. Siguro because we're both not gay, we don't know how it offends. Ganun yun eh.
Tayo. Pag tinawagan pa ng lalaki, you get offended.
Kunyari, hindi natin alam yung pakiramdam ng bakla na tinawag mong gano'n.
Most probably.
Di ba?
Pero looking at it from logic's perspective.
It tells me that. I was like, I'm so secure about my sexuality, it's not gonna offend me.
I mean, I'm sure they're secure being gay.
Pero meron ako offended. So again, this law is so subjective na tipong depende kung gusto niya i-demanda, meron siyang i-demanda sa'yo. Ganun eh. Sexist slurs is usually male to female eh. Uy, laki ng...
Misogyny is very, very specific yata na male to
Hindi,
female.
misogyny is parang more of hate.
Right, pero it's specific from male to female.
Androgyny is female to male. Androgyny.
Okay.
You learn something every day. But anyway, yung kunyari, oy, laki ng...
Hinaharap mo. Your future is big.
Hindi, kasi...
So, eto na lang yun.
There
This is a good joke. Tingnan mo yung brother. Chicks demand. Her future looks bright.
Pwede. Can be.
Di ba?
Hindi, ganito kasi yan. Yung joke na yan, yung sinabi mo, it's between friends, that doesn't affect.
What if they overheard while we're talking?
So, pwede ka na demanda.
Oo, di ba?
Ang tanga mo naman aminin mo yun.
Pero, hindi mo siya aaminin.
Hindi ko pinag-uusapan namin.
Hindi mo siya aaminin between us. Pero, I mean, they can accuse you of doing that. That's where the problem is eh. The accuser eh.
May dumaan tapos tumingin ako sa'yo. Ganun ang mangyayari sa batas na to, alam niyo ba? That's why it's so useless.
We're not saying okay, Ma'am Bastos.
It's gonna be useless eh.
Pero,
Kunyari, yun nga, okay. Ito naman. Ito yung sa akin. May dumaan. Tumingin ako sa'yo.
Tapos biglang nag-beautiful-ize ako. Okay, thank you.
Sino nakakasama nito?
Ito good example, personal experience. And this has nothing to do with pambabastos. This is nagkukulitan kami nung isang kumpare ko,
Ah.
na medyo matagal ko na rin hindi nakakasama. This was way back before BPO days. Uh, we were waiting for the bus. Sa bus stop kami sa Pandakan. It's a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, I think. Or Saturday afternoon. I remember that, Saturday afternoon. So, konti yung tao. Ang naghihintay doon, 3 lang kami. Kaming 2 magkumpare. And then may isang babae. So, we were talking about stupid stuff. Sabi ko.
Stupid guy stuff.
Oh, it's just guy stuff na walang kakwenta-kwenta.
Sabi namin mga lalaki yan.
Hindi nga nakakatawa ro, ang lupit. So, nag-uusap kami, sabi ko, parang, pare, are you free on a Sunday? Kasi walang pasok. Yung puno ng mansanas ko, yung ubas, yung mga halaman ko sa bagay, tumatawid na sa bakod. So, I don't want it going there kasi kinakain ng mga usa. Na lumalaboy-laboy sa bakuran. Yung mga usa ron, yung mga fox. Kasi minsan pag nag-hunting kami ng usa ng airpods ko, free ka, mga pwede. So, sabi niya,
social,
Oo, siyempre. So, sabi niya, paano niya kumakapunta?
I wasn't there, but this is fucking hilarious.
Seryoso usapan. Walang tumatawa. Straight face talaga yung kwentuhan namin. Sabi niya, I don't think I can go kasi yung chopper ni Daddy flat. Walang vulcanizing shot ng chopper. So itong babae was overhearing us having this stupid conversation. So sabi ko, di ba tayo next week? Papuntahin ko yung chopper ko sa inyo. Pa-pick up na lang kita. Free naman kami, hindi naman kami lahat ni Daddy. Cut ko naman yung chopper sa bahay.
Buti hindi pa nakwento yung yate mo. Okay, ganun lang yun eh. Ganun lang yun eh.
Etong babae ngayon, out of the blue, biglang lumapit sa amin, ang sabi, ang yayabang nyo! Tapos tumawid. Imagine that, ganun yung sinasabi ko na,
buti wala pa social media na
sinasabi ko na, even though you're not part of that conversation, meron at merong ma-offend.
Wala mang offensive sa pinag-uusapan nyo eh.
Pero, same scenario, may naapektuhan.
So what? Di ba?
Again, di ba? That's how this law is gonna work out. Di ba? Magiging problema to kasi, paano na?
It's effectively, parang ganito, no? It's this ridiculous, mga kaibigan mo. Whistling will be outlawed in general.
Oh.
Kasi, what if you were just whistling and it's really not, katulad ng kwento niya, it's really not intended for anybody, you're just whistling something.
Or it's intended between two people.
Hindi kumakanta, pinipito mo lang yung favorite song mo.
Halimbawa, ang paborito kong isipol nun, yung kay Sawaw Mali. Yung habang Sawaw Mali, na nakakarindi, misis ko minsan nahihinis sa akin, tigilan mo yan. Pero, I mean, I'm walking, for example, and then whistling.
Just amusing yourself.
Oo, di ba? Or sumisipol kayo sa Kill Bill. Yung mga iconic na whistle. Tapos biglang sabihin.
Meron yung sa favorite ko from True Faith, yung
intro? Yung intro. Tsaka yung sa Patience ng Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
So, I mean,
if you just sing your favorites.
Yeah, you're just whistling away.
And then a woman, transgender, a gay person suddenly gets offended by, akala niya sa'yo.
Sisipulan mo ba ako? Excuse me. Diba? Tapos, ako yun I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. Baka muna murahin ko yun. And yes, that's the type of person I am. Murahin ko yun.
Pwede ka nang kasuhan. Kaso ito nga, binura mo. Di ba baksa ka rin sa cursing?
Oo nga, no?
I mean,
what if one piles up over another?
Oh.
Do you see the complication that this will do?
Di ba, Risa? Kung gusto mong mangyari.
Di ba, Madam Risa? Patanga-tanga ka rin eh.
I double on that. But anyway. So, I mean, ang weird na situation.
Cursing.
Huh?
Cursing.
Yun.
Patanga-tanga.
Oh.
damamay ka pa, okay, kasuhan na tayo, tapos tayo
Okay.
ngayon. Wala pa tayo RR to, so we're good.
Next, leering and intrusive gazing.
So, ito yung karugtong nito. I am so conscious na hindi ako makasuhan. So, hindi ako sumipol, hindi ako nag-comment, hindi ako nagsalita. Tinignan ko lang.
Tingnan mo na. Ah,
Maganda siya. Okay, so, a nice-looking
o kaya
person.
yung
Passes
plunging. Plunging.
Oh, plunging. Backless.
Pag
May
may nakita
tattoo.
kong plunging, gano'n.
Di ba?
Gano'n ka lang. Parang ang tanga.
Ano yan? Pag dumaan siya sa harap ko, I'm looking at something, dumaan siya, biglang kasalanan ko.
Oh.
Di ba? You intrude over my line of sight.
Oh.
Biglang, why are you looking at me? No, I'm not looking at
Hindi
you.
ka nagdamit ng ganyan. Okay, yung very popular, yung pek-pek shorts. It's
Oo.
what they call it. I'm sorry, yung talaga tawag eh. O ano gusto mong tignan na? Ano? Huwag mong tignan. Eh,
So,
okay.
pag nagsuot kayo ng shorts na labas ang kaluluwa, gusto nyo tignan namin yung buhok nyo?
Saan?
Sa ulo. Di ba? Parang, why?
Meron nga, di ba? Pare, shorts. Halos kita na yung pisngi.
Kita na talaga. Di ba, Rosie? Miss Rosie Chicks
What do
ka.
you want? Ano? Huwag mo titignan.
Doon ka sa loob ng bahay mo, walang titingin.
Okay, kunyari, may fancy dinner na plunging neckline, backless pa minsan. Ay talagang attractive.
Oh,
So, pag nag-usap kayong ganyan, nakaganon ka.
kasi women wants to be attractive. Although they would say na, I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing it for myself. Okay, given.
Yung slit na mataas.
Di ba? I mean, given na you want to be attractive because you want to feel good about yourself. Pero,
Ay, mo tignan ka.
if you are attractive, there will be people attracted.
No, totoo.
What's the point? Pag walang na-attract, ibig sabihin, hindi ka attractive.
Hindi, siguro ang tingin nito yung intrusive gazing probably halos namboboso na. Kasi meron yung...
There's a law for that.
Meron,
Against
hindi,
that.
meron yung obvious na namboboso na yung ginaganon, di ba? Meron yung kunyari yung naka-plunging nga, tapos sabay,
Yung mga,
Mer-
yung mga
meron
may camera sa harap, tapos bilang ko flash.
Di ba yun? Di ba?
Oh.
Meron ganun eh. Meron din, okay. Sige, to a certain degree, subjective pa rin, pero still, di ba? I mean, it's bad. Let's say meron talagang meron talaga yung gumagawa.
Meron talaga.
Meron talaga.
Meron talagang mga manyakis.
Oo. Pero siguro,
Pero I mean, how do you, kasi this puts everybody as suspects eh.
oh, it's anti-male.
Anti-male. It's
Anti-male.
anti-everything.
No. Next. Bawal na ang taunting.
Huwag kayo na pagtontingan dyan. Pinakagits kaya.
Mamamatay ang lahi nating lahat.
Mauubos ang lalaki, puro Amazon na matitira.
Magtuntingan.
Puro Amazon na matitira.
Sino na paano dadami ang lahi natin?
Ano yung taunting in general? Ano yun?
Parang teasing.
Like how?
Parang daring eh. Parang ganito. Taunting is something like,
You're soliciting a reaction.
di ba, halikan kita. Halikan kita dyan eh.
Warning yun eh.
Ganun. Taunting between, taunting between males.
Oo. Kasi, here's another one. Yung kumpare ko is...
Kunyari, alam mong gay,
Mhm.
hinahamon mo ng suntukan. Ganun. I guess that's meant for that.
Di ba assault?
Ha? Wala pa namang
Oo, threat.
nangyayari. Hindi, you're taunting him to fight you.
Oo, you're soliciting a violent reaction. Okay. I think they need to be very specific on that.
Hindi, yun yung ibig sabihin ng taunting.
Pero, this could be anything.
Ganun.
So, how does that fall under Anti-Bastos?
Tauntingin mo, bastos eh.
Cursing. So,
Unwanted invitations.
let's go to cursing muna sa There are those that doesn't want to curse, so they replace it with something else.
Ah,
Di ba? So,
instead of puta, they say putya.
anak ng patola,
Ng pating.
anak ng kambing.
Mm.
Pero,
And the list goes on.
the intent is the same.
Ganun din eh.
Di ba? That's the problem there. The intent is the same. Gusto mong magmura. Actually, nagmumura ka without actually saying the word. Anak ng kamote naman eh. Di ba?
I mean, so does it
Again,
make it all right? You change the word.
Are we forgetting about context?
The intent is ganun din. Ito ba? Pusang gala.
Di ba? Alam mo yung gusto niyang sabihin.
Oo.
He's just not comfortable using the word. Pero it's the same intent.
Nagubulahan tayo.
Oo. Di ba na, okay, magmura ka without using the word. Ano na tayo? Social justice talaga.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, yung salitang bakla, tomboy, sexy, labas ang cleavage, we can replace it with another term.
Which
Hoy, hindi lalaki.
Which happens on a slang. Di ba ganun talaga ang slang?
Oo.
Which happens.
You replace it with another term na localized lang
Oo.
nakakaintindi.
Wow, melon.
Di ba? Yung mga repa pips.
Hindi, wow, melon.
Hindi, it's just an example of non-sexual. Diba? Yung pare becomes erap.
Hindi, we're talking about sexual stuff.
Okay.
Kasi ito yung sense
Oo,
eh.
oo.
So, wow, melon. Ano yun? So, babulahin kita na I'm just talking about melons, but actually I mean, di ba? Nagbabulahan lang tayo. Something else.
Something else like
Yeah. Melons. Labo kong kausap. Ang labo mong kausap.
labo ng ba kasi. Okay, so yun.
Ito, susunod, pare. Paglalaban ko to.
Unwanted invitation.
Unwanted invitation, lalo na sa mga multi-level marketing. Kakasuhan ko ng unwanted invitation to mga lintik
Pag
na to.
tinanong ka, no, kung open-minded ka, kasuha mo agad.
Unwanted invitation. Di ba? I mean, paano na yun? Unwanted invitations.
Pare, kape tayo. Teka,
Oh, I mean,
networking yan ah.
okay.
Hindi ba pwedeng gusto natin libre ng kape?
This is men versus women, I think. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you ask somebody to go out?
Wala na, matatapos ng human race.
Ay, unwanted siya. Bakit? Pangit eh.
Kasi,
Hindi.
before you decide who you want to go out with, di ba, you have available choices. Kaya sa choices mo na yon, hindi lahat yung gusto mo.
Malamang.
Di ba? So, ikaw, ito si dalagang Pilipina na ayaw mong lumapit, ikaw mag-initiate, one of them will approach you and it's not always gonna be the one you like.
Right.
Di ba?
Right.
Plus, what if I invite you to come over for dinner pero ayaw mo sa unwanted invitation?
Exactly. So, pwede ka nakasuhan. Imbita mo eh.
Oo.
Unwanted ka niya eh.
Ayaw ko nga pumunta.
Ay, masasaktan ako ng unwanted pala.
Oo, di ba?
And I mean, ang weird.
Weird. Super weird. Next.
Nabanggit na ito eh. Misogynistic. Let's move to next. Persistent, uninvited comments or gestures on a person's appearance.
On a
Ano daw?
person's appearance.
Ano ito?
Ang pangit.
So we're
Gesture.
dealing with feelings.
Going back, offense is
Or
taken.
the bird. The bird. Alam mo yung the bird?
Oo.
Di ba? Ano, ganun ba?
Ngayon, persistent
Hindi,
uninvited comments.
Oo.
Siguro,
On a person's appearance, ha? Ayan, baduy mo naman magdamit.
what is an... Okay.
Gestures is most likely in the bird.
Pero, I mean, there are so many gestures.
Not offensive. Like
That somebody might interpret as offensive?
Wait,
Di ba?
like what?
Okay.
Ako isa
Example,
lang eh.
basketball. NBA, Reggie Miller. Yung gumanon siya.
Okay. Tsaka yung,
Yung mga ganon. Diba? You're not, I am sure, none of them is implying na patayin mo yun. Or choke them to death or whatever. It's a gesture to show na magaling ka, you've done something that you're very proud of, you've killed it in the game, pero they don't allow it. I remember this one gesture, and the U.S. national team was advised not to do it in Brazil nung Rio Olympics hata to. Yung when you sink a three-pointer, yung gaganon sila oh. I think it meant something different dun sa sa culture nung bansa na yun. So they were warned na, okay, don't do that when you get there because it will offend people. So again, gestures are subjective.
did you know this is offensive in Australia?
Is it?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Check mo.
What does it mean to them? Thumbs up. Feeling ko, masu-surprise ako. Anyway.
Habang tinitignan niya, babasahin niya sa inyo kung anong ibig sabihin ng in Australia. Basta siguro, persistent uninvited gestures or comments on a person's appearance, siguro is something offensive din sa tao. Baduy or whatever. Tipong,
Why? What country is thumbs up offensive? Wala na nakalagay. Middle Eastern, Iraq and Iran, the sign is equivalent to giving the middle finger. Sa Middle East. It will be the same.
Now you know.
But the point is, not
Sa akin-
because it's acceptable to one culture means it's acceptable to
Sa akin,
another.
this is fine.
Diba? So,
Diba? To some, this is offensive.
right.
To us, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
Or yung masarap yung pagkain.
Oh, you
Whatever.
diba? Subjective eh.
Ganon.
Weird. So, okay.
Ito
Next.
opposite.
Ito ano to?
Ito opposite. Joke yan. Pero I mean,
Daddy joke.
di ba ano isipin ng nakakita?
Oh. Relentless requests for personal details such as name, contact, social media details, and destination.
Okay. So this siguro relentless after being
Ano yung relentless? Dalawang beses ka nagtanong, relentless na yun.
yung parang
May number yan eh, pag sinabi mong relentless.
true. But then again, yung kakulitan becomes subjective. Pwedeng hindi ako makulitan sa 2, 3, 4.
Ah,
Okay.
di ba? Ano ba yung relentless? May bilang yan eh. 2, relentless na ba yun?
Or isa, relentless na ba yan? It
How
depends.
do you say Miss? Pwede makapagkilala? Ayoko. Paano na yung kulturang pakipot?
Oo.
Talagang nagpakipot.
So, ibig ba sabihin nun, pag umayaw, ayaw na agad?
Paano na?
Kasi-
Mamamatay species natin na rin.
Di ba? Paano na? Ito example, kaalala mo yung Pinay? Parang Phil-Am yata na babae yun, na may nakatabing lalaki sa airlines, tapos nag-tweet siya dun sa airlines. Hihingi niya yung details ng nakatabi niya kasi pogi daw and everything. Paano kung lalaki yung gumawa nun? Pero sabi naman ng airlines, don't give out those details.
Yeah.
So,
Dapat lang.
pero what if a guy posted that na this to the woman who was seated beside me on the plane on my way from this to there, I think you are the one. Tapos tinweet mo si I will find you one way or another.
Some ladies would probably find it romantic.
It's creepy.
No. Some ladies would find it romantic na nagtyaga ka ng ganun. Kung gwapo ka. Pero kung ngit pa ka,
Di ba?
creepy.
Wawa naman discrimination sa mga pangit to.
Hindi, totoo lang. Kasi totoo lang tayo, di ba? Ladies, gentlemen, mga nanonood, kung maganda at gwapo, ang gumanon sa'yo, it's flattering.
Flattering, ano? Kilig factor.
Kilig factor. Okay. Kung ang gumanon sa'yo, kunyari, si Ann Curtis.
Di ba?
Wow.
To the guy I was seated with on the plane.
Iwanan ko asawa ko para sa'yo.
I will...
Di ba?
2 times.
Oh. Or, for the ladies, kunyari, hinanting ka ni Piolo.
Oo,
Hindi John Lloyd.
Di ba?
Nagkita si Piolo at si John Lloyd.
Tapos iniwang ka. Nagsama sila.
Bawa naman. I mean, ganun talaga. Si Derek Ramsey, hinanting ka dahil sinabihan ka you're the one. Flattering yun. Pero kung kunyari si Bayani.
Si Kuhul. Doon sa nakatawag sa Arlano.
Lumalapit pa lang, dinidimanda mo na.
Meron siya tinitingnan na painting, dumaan ka sa harap, tapos dinimanda mo kasi staring.
Oo, napaka-subjective.
Discriminate ang mga pangit.
But still, the colatilia there is relentless. Ano ba yung relentless? Di ba? What is relentless?
Siguro, step away. Sabihin na naman nila, why am I supposed to adjust when, gago ka pala eh.
No, right.
Di ba? You know you're in a compromising position. You move away from it.
Right.
You don't stay there and ask the bad people to go away.
The other side of it is, pag sinabi sa'yo ng babae na, wag,
I'm not interested or whatever.
Ngayon, kung nagpapakipot lang siya, edi sorry. Sorry ka na lang, mamatay species natin.
Ubus tayo.
Oo.
Bakit? Wala na. Talagang average na edad ng isang bansa, 60.
Oo.
Kasi hindi nagkakaanak.
Dahil sa mga ganitong batas. But anyway,
moving forward.
the use of words, gestures, actions that ridicule on the basis of sex, gender, or sexual orientation, identity, and or expression, including sexist, sexist, homophobic, and transphobic statements and slurs. Tingin ko, isa lang ang nagsulat.
Tulog lang eh. Kulang.
Use of words.
Kulang ang vocabulary.
Okay, words.
No?
Naintindihan natin ang words. Kunyari, nangiinsulto ka. Words. Yun eh.
Gestures.
Alam naman na napag-usapan natin kanina yan. Actions.
Actions that ridicule on the basis of sex. Okay. Bigyan mo example ako, may isip eh.
Ito, I witnessed this personally, no? Sa isang condo sa Makati where we were. Okay? Where we were. Transsexual person, meaning operado na, was hanging out sa guard station sa lobby, waiting for his grab. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I will not succumb to your use of pronouns. Ako tinruan ako ng English at yun ang alam ko.
Ang babae, at lalaki, lalaki.
Ang he ay he, ang she ay she. Kung wala kang kasarian, it.
Kung isang bato, aso, kambing, unggoy.
It. Diba? Okay, anyway. He was hanging out sa guard station. Madaling araw na to waiting for his grab. Fine. So, ang suot niya, naka-tank top siya na talaga nga naman.
May dibdib na.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Maganda ang dibdib. Maganda ang pagkakagawa.
Madidimanda ka na.
Ano nga eh. Paano madidimanda? Compliment yun.
Hindi nga eh.
Totoo naman maganda ang pagkakagawa.
Appearance eh.
It's a compliment. Anyway. Maganda
So are you saying na sobrang laki?
Yes. At sexy. May kurbada. Okay? Pag nakatalikod, hindi mo isiping he. She ang iisipin.
Meron mga ganun. May mga kapitbahay akong ganun eh. Na pag nagdadrive ako, napapalingon ako pag tingin ko, ops. Pare.
Okay.
Pare pakis.
So, he was chatting with the guards and the guards were like, totoo ba yan? Okay, totoo yan. Oo naman, ganyan. They were discussing about operations and stuff. Obliging
he was
naman
proud
siya.
of
Oh,
what he had.
obliging naman siya. Kung magkano nagastos mo siya. Oh, ganun. I just happened to be there kasi naghihintay din ako ng Grab.
Mhm.
Kasama kami. But anyway, the guards were like, the guards were like, pahawak nga. And he was like, oh sige. Guards are doing this to him. True story. You cannot make this up. And I was there looking like this. And he wasn't offended at all. Sabi niya, sige. Guards went, parang tunay.
Pero at least, di ba, it's consensual,
Sa totoo lang, it was curiosity for curiosity's sake.
Actually, maganda.
Walang, yung mga, ito naman, in fairness to the guards, walang sexual intent sa mata nila whatsoever. Mga macho yung mga guards.
Siguro meron sa ulo.
Wala.
Pero it wasn't
And
showing.
Then, no, really, no.
Curiosity talaga.
Oo, as in, di ba, sa totoo lang, how many times do you get,
You find something.
siguro kung nakainom lang ako din. Ganito ba, before nauna akong umalis sabi nga, nararamdaman mo, gano'n na, oo, na parang hawak, ganun lang kasimple. It was educational for crying out loud. Nobody was offended.
Yun na nga that's where again, subjective ang offense, it's taken, not given. Diba? Tapos yung iba matignan lang, masipulan lang. Isa nilalamas
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God.
Pero comedy yun
Oo! Ito yun.
Kudos to both of them. Open mind.
Oo, I mean, yung guards, dalawa sila doon, and then him, and they were like talking about it. So, okay. At palayo pa nga Palayo. Ito yung last conversation, and muntik na akong bumalik to listen Kasi ito yung tanong na narinig ko, masakit nung inoperahan ka.
Okay. Legit
Paalis
question.
na ako. Yeah, natural, you'd be curious. And how many opportunities do you get to answer that? To ask that question to somebody who is willing to answer.
Willing
Na
to
hindi
answer.
mo offend.
Na hindi ka close.
Oo.
Siguro kung ka-close mo, that would be a different story.
Right. Oh, di ba? I mean, subjective lahat to
Tapos tayo yan.
No.
Kasi kailangan mo lagyan ng technical definition to mga to. Good luck sa IRR dito.
Ito, good luck tayo sa susunod. Di ka naman basa.
Ano ba tayo? Persistent telling of sexual jokes.
Wala na mag-uusap.
Naintindihan ko na sinasabihan mo yung babae and they tell you na, no, I'm not comfortable with that type of jokes. You've been warned. And then you stop doing it.
Right.
Pero if,
Yung
again,
persistent na naman
again, conversation between two guys, kayo mga babae, you'll be surprised at the stupid shit that we talk about.
Hindi lang yan. I've had this opportunity to be in the company of women in a girl talk. Girl talk, Anak ka ng waiting, ang lupit.
Bakit?
Ang masama sila magsalita. Ang mga girls, Girls.
Ano ginagawa mo naman sa room with them?
I'll tell you how they talk first. I was just invited to get their male perspective on things. Okay? Kasi yung boyfriend daw niya, ganyan, nagloloko, blah, 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 blah. So I was just there to get them. I was just invited, okay? So fine. Boys, ganito kami magkwentuhan, Pre, make a date ako last week. Okay? Ito yung ginawa namin. Oh, yeah. Yun lang.
Tapos may mga tanong kami na dyan, details.
Oo.
So, ganito ba? Malikot ba?
Oo, gano'n. Sakit pumunta.
Makinis.
Okay. Ito na witness ko sa mga babae. Date ko si Andrew last week. Due time. Nagtatrabaho siya doon sa may RCBC, blah, 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 blah. Ganun. Detalye.
Hindi nagkakalayo sa...
So pag dumating yung lalaki, whoever that,
Alam mo na, no? Na-image mo na,
The
visualize mo na.
difference between boys talk and female talk is sa mga boys, and maraming papatotoo nito, the moment you give out personal details, mababa ang tingin namin sa'yo.
Hmm.
Kiss and tell ka, bad trip ako sa'yo.
Ano lang, hanggang dun tayo sa meron kaming ginawa.
Yung, hanggang doon lang.
Dinala ko siya sa ganito.
Yung,
Ganito ko siya na bola.
right.
Pero yung
Pangalan.
down to the letters yung details mo.
No. Ang mga nagaganon are men who are disgusting and should not be trusted. At kung merong dapat tamaan ito, ang batas na to, yung mga nagsishare ng information na ganon. Kasi ang normal boys talk, we don't give out personal details, unlike girls talk.
Unless you're talking about the same person with sharing experiences.
Oh. And this Andrew came, sinundo sila eh. Sinundo sila ng Andrew. Hindi, pati ako alam po na rin.
Pre, totoo bang ano?
Hindi.
Kasi sabi nung girlfriend mo,
The ladies are into details.
well, I'm not surprised based on how they gossip. Diba? Kasi nga, uy, alam mo ba
I
yun?
have to explain to them na, sabi ko, hindi kayo dapat ganun eh. Kasi sabi niya, hindi kayo din mga lalaki ganun eh. Hindi. Then I explained the same topic to them. Sinabi ko ngayon lang, and they were surprised. They actually thought.
Na pinag-uusapan na sila by
Pati
name.
details. By name, by
By
details.
name, by details, by kung anong
Wala.
pagkakaahit, and
Wala.
all.
Wala. We don't, ganito. We probably talk about kung ano yung pagkakaahit, pero we don't,
names.
yeah.
Right. You're not gonna tell him na, basta meron isa.
Oo. Or we give probably a, bihira, generic.
Huwag mo na alamin, baka mamaya kilala mo pa.
Oo.
Yung mga ganun.
That's how we boys talk.
Mhm.
Okay? For your information. Ngayon, again, ulitin ko lang, yung mga lalaking nagbibigay ng details, sa akin, mababa ang tingin ko sa'yo.
Pero there are exceptions to every rule, of course. Like, for example, yun nga, merong isang babae na sobrang dali that everybody had a hand in.
Most likely magpa-part 2 tayo ng episode 7 dahil napakagandang topic
Medyo
nitong
mahaba siya.
tsaka sa totoo lang, we're just having a nice time with this
Oo.
freaking topic.
Technical difficulties pati has been bothering us for the longest time.
Right.
We keep getting cut sa 30-minute mark, and
Because of that major update, diba?
I think it's a major update. My phone had a major update a couple of, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. Sa Huawei, so I'm not sure if that affected it. It stops every 30 minutes, pero yeah, so
Our next item is use of sexual names, comments, and demands.
okay, so sexual demands is very specific.
Yeah.
So we know that. I could work with that.
Sexual
Sexual-
comments.
It's the same as sexual jokes, and it's the same as uninvited comments, it's the same as words.
Sexual names. Ito
Ano yung sexual names?
true story.
Sino kasi? Di
During during the time ng mga tough guy names in Pasay. And don't censor this because this is relevant. Yung mga pangalan ng araw, mga Ben Tumbling,
Oo.
gano'n.
Totoy Bato.
Totoy ba to? In Pasay, there's an actual couple.
Hmm.
Si Boy Tite tsaka si Inday Pukit, they're a couple. How do you deal with that? Kung yun talaga yung moniker nila,
They accepted it as their moniker.
ayun nga, pag tinanong mo, nasaan si Inday Pukit? True story.
I'm aware of that kasi lumaki rin ako sa Pasay for a short time.
True story.
And it's not just there, it's not localized there. Pero common yan eh. Kung if anybody plays billiards, common din yan. Lahat ng palayo nila, boy, tapos usa sila nang galing eh.
Si Edward Supot.
Diba? Paano na si Totoy Mola? Ano yung pelikula ng Totoy Mola?
Naalala ko lang yun yung nickname ng isa sa bilyar. Kasi laging kapos yung kanya. Laging kapos yung kanyang tira. Yung tawag na si Edward Supot.
Yung mga SJW ngayon, karamihan, may pinag-aralan eh. So, English, yung mga ano yan, reklamo niya. Parang mga tawag sa mga shorty, di ba?
Ganun din sa, di ba, pinsan sa...
Ethel Buba.
Yeah, true. Ethel Buba. Yung sa basketball minsan may ganyan din, di ba? Yung kunyari, tipong, yun nga, yung pag tumira yung support.
Kapos.
Kasi kapos
Bitin,
eh. That's what it means sa mga lalaki pag sinabi support.
Bitin.
Bitin. Okay. So,
Labo.
paano yun? Hindi, siguro naman, kung walang nag-complain, parang ganun.
Pero di ba? What is stopping them from suddenly complaining?
Ayun na nga.
What if nakita nila na, okay,
Kunyari,
this might not be the
five
case.
years later,
This might not be the case. So what if biglang, uy, mukhang pagkakapiraan natin itong tao.
right. That's subject to abuse.
Na-offend ako.
Kunwari na offend.
Oo, pero it's been a name that you've been using for like 2 decades.
Right. Okay, any statement that has made an invasion on a person's personal space or threatens the personal sense of personal safety. Ayos.
Okay, personal threat,
It's
I understand. Threats are self-explanatory. If you threaten someone with harm,
Oh.
pablatter mo.
Kaya kahit yung kanya, gagapangin ko yan. Ganun.
Sasaktan kita.
Pero may batas na nun.
Meron na. Pero ano yung statement that has made an invasion on a person's personal
Yung
space?
statement, gagapangin kita.
That,
Hindi wala ka pa naman ginawa. It's just a
that has
statement.
not made an invasion. It's a warning that I will invade your personal space.
Or sa chance nga kita.
Oh,
That's weird.
how is it an invasion when you haven't done it yet? Pero sabi niya kasi, any statement that has made an invasion on a person's personal space.
A statement invading you is pumasok sa tenga mo.
Ano?
Yung sinabi ko.
Lord.
Di ba? Pag sinabi ko sa'yo, ang pasok nung sa tenga mo, I had sexual intercourse with your ear.
It's either rape or consensual.
I raped your ear.
I raped your ear with my singing. Bravo.
Oh, that's a rape joke. Raped your ear.
Oo. With my horrible singing. Diba? Rape joke yun. So how come nobody's complaining about that? And everybody has, a lot of people have used that. Okay.
Anyway,
Some of this on the list are
ito medyo
acts that may receive graver punishment
Oo.
or imprisonment of up to a month and 1 day up to 6 months.
For the third offense. Making offensive body gestures at someone.
Ano yung offense ba?
Oh,
At someone.
at someone.
Alam ko na, may isa pa yung old time jokes na. Pala eh. Bading ka pala eh.
Hindi kasi minsan, ano na yun eh, it's a code eh. Tipo kunyari, we don't want to offend someone. Kunyari he's there. Tapos nakalingon.
Oo.
And then you could just go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So pag nakita niya gumanon ako, tapos na-offend siya, ganun ba yan?
They're at someone, so directed.
I guess the intent is to offend.
Ang hirap. Again, what is
Ano ba, kunyari,
offense? Who takes
sino yung
offense?
sexual na,
Dinakma nga yung suso nung transsexual, hindi na offend eh.
hindi, yun na, subjective nga eh. Pero yun nga, if you made this kind of gesture to a lady na who's not really into you, then probably it's offensive.
Well, I guess it's blatant pambabastos.
Yeah, yun na nga yun. Yun na nga yun. Pwede, siguro.
Yeah, it's
Ito
around
is-
between.
Ay, sige ka dyan.
Exposing private parts for the sexual gratification of the perpetrator with the effect of demeaning, harassing, threatening, or intimidating the offended party including flashing of private parts, public masturbation, groping, and similar lewd actions.
Batas na to, di ba?
Pero, let me just take notice of this one particular bullet point, ha?
May batas na to eh.
Parang may 30 words yata rito, may mga kama, ang haba-haba, pero walang tuldok sa huli. Hiningal akong basahin eh.
Na-offend ka.
Na-offend ako. But yeah, may batas na rito eh. Sa sa exposing yourself?
No.
Ba?
Alarming
Public
scandal.
masturbation, groping,
That is acts of lasciviousness.
acts of lasciviousness. Makukulong ka na dyan. Ngayon, a good question is, these offenses daw,
Alam mo siguro kaya hindi, a good reason tingin ko kung bakit hindi rin pinirma ng Duterte.
it's gonna be conflicting
It's
with
stupid
other
eh.
existing
Hindi,
na.
tsaka it's stupid eh.
Ito. I mean, here's a good question nga that I was about to say. So these offenses, itong last two, can get you in prison for a month and a day up to 6 months for the third offense. Question ko is, acts of lasciviousness, anong penalty ron? Is it worse or lighter than this? I think it's worse. So, ano to? Ba't ko kakasuhan ito kung mas mababa yung penalty nito? Doon ako sa acts of lasciviousness.
Hindi, tsaka meron ng offense na ganun eh.
Kaya nga eh.
Ang weird.
So next, this law, dalawang yung imposing, so these next few ones are again similar.
Once imprisonment or arresto mayor in maximum periods for the third violation, stalking.
May batas na ron. As far as I know.
Still, natatawa ko sa anti-stalking law na yan eh.
Ano yung stalking mo? When I search this person on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter relentlessly, search lang hindi interact. I mean, I can consider that as stalking. Now, you know where this person is. Pero at one point na you mentioned, if you posted, you checked in on Facebook that you're on this place, I'm eating at a restaurant in this mall, and then another person that you don't want following you tells you, I know that you're in this place at this mall. Di ba? Sasabihin niya, oh, you're stalking me. It's creepy. But you posted it publicly.
Yeah.
Di ba? How am I
Nandito ako
stalking?
sa ganitong bar.
Oh. Or pinost mo na I will be going out with my friends tonight to this bar. May event kami. And then you message the person na, hoy, alam ko pupunta ka sa ganitong place mamayang gabi ah.
Hindi, ano na yun eh. Kumbaga, in a complaint, defense mo na yun eh. Which is like, pwede mo dismiss yun on that basis. Now, how does this become offensive? Halimbawa, ano ba ang stalking? Halimbawa,
I think stalking comes with an intent.
kung kunyari crush mo lang eh.
Diba?
Hindi mo naman kinakausap.
You want to know more
Kunyari
about
din
them.
kinakausap. Or, again, say crush mo nga, tinignan mo yung pictures sa Facebook, kinausap mo, minessage mo. Eh, how else do you interact?
What about celebrities? Diba? They are the ones who complain a lot about stalking. Pero they're public figures.
Hindi, meron yung mga talagang may diferensya sa pag-iisip.
Oo, totoo naman yun.
Na
Na kailangan mong filean ng
ng restraining order.
Restraining order.
Meron talagang ganoon. Pero extreme yun eh. But anyway, sige.
Okay. So dahil sinersita ng siners sa social media, nakulong ako ng more than 6 months.
Any of the above mentioned acts accompanied by touching, pinching, brushing against the body of the offended person.
May nasa jeep kayo.
Katabi
mo. Brushing.
Mas, kunyari,
Hindi, sa jeep na lang. Naka-shorts kayo parehas. Man-spreading ka. Oh.
Hindi. Alam natin yung touching eh. Kasi, kunyari, kahit nasa jeep kayo, I'm not supposed to, kahit anong ganda nito, I'm not supposed to touch you in any
Right.
Diba?
Whether sexual or
Lalo na
otherwise.
siguro ang pinching or brushing against the body of the offended person.
Yun na din ako medyo na
Paano sa jeep?
Sa
Tama
brushing
nga.
eh. Oo.
Sa bus.
Sa bus.
LRT, MRT.
What if ang biyahe natin is nakatayo tayo mula rito hanggang Dao?
Huwag naman.
Parañaque hanggang, like, Alabang hanggang Dao. Terminal, ha? Hanggang Dao,
Kasi
papuntang North.
rush hour.
Tapos nakatayo kayo sa bus. You're with someone else. Halimbawa, tayong dalawa magkasama, and then we made some comments that another person found offensive. Pero magkasama pa tayo ng 3 oras pa rito. And then may sumakay pang iba, nagsiksikan tayo, and then we start brushing against each other. Diba?
So, paano yan? Here's an actual experience. Nasa MRT ako noon, estudyante pa ako noon. Punuan. Ang lahat. Some lady in skimpy skirt, whatever. Bababa. So, dadaan siya sa mga maraming lalaki. The way I saw it, hindi siya dumaan naman sa akin, no? The way I saw it, walang choice din yung mga lalaki siksikan eh. Na kahit anong urong mo, konti lang talaga mapoprovide mong space. Just enough for her to squeeze some. So, probably she felt something.
Possibly, or...
Ang papastos nyo, and the men were like, what?
It happens. I'm not saying you should do it. It will happen. I mean, you're in a public transport.
What if it was an accident? Kunyari, halimbawa,
Kinuha ko wallet ko. O hinawakan ko yung wallet ko kasi siksikan.
nandun siya sa likod.
Oo, sa siko ko yung dibdib niya.
Or, dahil gumanong ka, baka nag-brush somewhere else.
Oo. Alam mo ito nga, dumaan siya. Sinawakan ko yung, kasi this is MRT, LRT. And I do this always. I make sure na natatamaan ng braso ko yung wallet ko. And that's how I know na hindi pa ako nadudukutan. I make sure na every now and then, nakagip ko ng kamay ko yung wallet ko. What if during the process, my elbow brushed on her on her breast?
On someone's breast. Oh.
Diba? Unintentional, I don't care. Plus, ano
Wala
pa pala ko.
kang, yeah. Hindi ka ganun kababaw.
Diba? Tapos, ang bastos mo.
Papupulis ka na.
Sikuhin kita sa mukha. So again, another one of these laws that are very broad and malabo.
Any touching, pinching, or brushing against genital, natural naman siguro.
So,
Genitalia na hello.
pero again,
So, siguro,
there are accidentals. Yung tulad ng sample natin, accidental. May mga public places kasi na you just can't avoid it.
Mall, kahit naman hindi, di ba may mga lakaran naman sa mall, diba? Hindi naman talaga siksikan sa mall eh. Pero hindi bang accidents happen?
Unless somebody grabs you on the groin. Plus, again, this is actually a business.
Ito nakakatawa. Genitalia, face, arms, anus. Paano ka nakaabot sa anus? Paano ka umabot doon?
Paano ka umabot sa kuyukot ng tao? Ang
Ang
dami mong
Paano
dadaanan.
Rape yun eh.
Ang dami mong dadaanan bago ka umabot sa kuyukot.
Nakadamit yan, naka-underwear pa. Paano umabot yun?
Paano nangyari yun?
Growing breast and inner thighs. Okay. Face.
Inatayos pag umabot ang kamay mo dyan, manyakis na talaga yan.
Face. Dapat na talaga ikulong. Buttocks or any part of the victim's body.
Yung any part ang malabo. Paano yung buhok? Yung tenga? Yung siko, natamaan mo?
Holy shit.
Labo nito.
Gender-based online harassment, sexual harassment is defined as online conduct targeted at a particular person that causes or likely to cause another mental, emotional, or psychological distress and fear of personal safety. Sexual harassment acts, including unwanted sexual remarks and comments, threats, uploading or sharing of one's photos without consent, video or convoluted little sentence na to. Video or audio recording, cyber stalking, and online identity theft.
Meron na tayo nung pag-upload eh. Meron ng batas doon. ano yung, who
Parang
decides?
ano to eh, simplihin ko to. Pag meron kang ginawa online na bad trip yung isa, tapos.
Oh.
Kahit, ganito eh, sinama mo na lahat eh, mental, emotional, psychological distress. Pag na bad trip sa'yo yan,
Sa emotional na lang.
kahit ano pa ang ginawa mo, kahit nag-post ka lang ng emoji, at na bad trip sa'yo
May
yan.
kaaway, eto na lang, ex mo. Nag-message sa'yo. Hindi kayo okay naghiwalay. Emotional. Distress. Oy, kamusta ka na? Stressing to.
Stalking pa.
Okay tayo.
Diba, I mean, napaka-subjective dito eh.
Siguro, I don't think we should go
Ito,
through.
ito. Unwanted sexual remarks, comments, threats, uploading, sharing one's photos without consent or video. Meron na nito eh.
Dami rin yun.
Meron batas nito eh, cyber stalking or of online identity theft. Ano ba yun?
Identity theft, parang wala tayong batas ko. Meron ba tayo?
That should be defined eh. Kasi parang more applicable to ano yan eh, to credit
Yung
cards. Credit cards, like loan applications, claiming of benefits, ganyan.
Or paninirang po eh. Diba?
Pwede. Yung kunyari yung mga account na I am Duterte, yung gano'n.
Pero, yung mga account na I am Duterte means it's not impersonating a person. It's impersonate. It's
Hindi. Kasama sa identity theft yun eh.
I don't think so. I mean, identity
So
theft
what if
siguro.
kunyari your name with a derogatory remark?
So itong example, I remember this, one of my dating kasama ko sa trabaho, na babae, somebody used her pictures, used a different name, and then posted mga vulgarity. Diba? So, sinisiraan. Hindi. The actual pictures. Pretending that it's her on a different name. And then posting na,
Ano pinagsasabi?
oo, na ganito ako, mamalas akong babae, ganito ganyan, I'm inviting people to ano. Diba? And I'd say that falls under identity theft plus paninirang. You're destroying somebody's image.
Yeah.
I think
Pero again,
we can skip the rest kasi
walang definition, legal definition tayo ng identity theft. So, ang alam ko lang sa may identity theft laws sa US is more of yung mga credit card
EU siguro.
theft. Ha?
EU siguro meron. Pero kasi hindi naman tayo wala tayong credit scores katulad ng US eh.
Paulit-ulit na lang iba. Pero ito yung nakakatawa. Again, invasion of victims' privacy through cyber stalking and incessant messaging. Pag sinabi mo incessant, how many times? Yeah.
Kung ayaw mo sa kapatid, block.
Block mo. Hindi mo. Kumbaga parang you are penalizing someone over your stupidity to block.
Diba? Siguro let's go through the rest.
Hindi ko wala dapat akong ganito yan eh. Wala dapat akong binablock eh. What?
Yeah, it's a silly law that nobody in their right mind can take these things seriously.
Pero it's already
It's a law. Pero I mean, good luck sa implementing rules and regulations niya. Dami mong makakagit.
yeah, I mean, parang hindi ka na pwedeng gumalaw.
I think you can file a case sa Supreme Court para null and void to, diba? Filing it as unconstitutional or it's in conflict with an existing law.
Meron siguro din dapat ano to eh. Meron din siguro IRR dapat to eh.
Meron talaga, lahat naman ng batas meron.
So this is very raw pa rin to begin with. I mean, wala siyang, I mean, it's sa totoo lang it's virtue signaling at its finest. So just to wrap this up, yung discussion natin on the Anti-Bastos Law, it's more of virtue signaling than anything. It's not really a serious legislation na dapat pag-usapan pa.
Ang gusto lang masabi na we care about
Oo.
this cause.
Okay, ito ba? Ang update lang yan ganito ha. On February 6, 2019, Senate ratifies bicameral report on Safe Space Act. Wow, may safe space na tayo.
Ano naman to? Is it a quiet room / library?
This measure will plug gaps in existing laws so that the person at work, school, or elsewhere can be confident that they will enjoy the protection from all sorts of abuses, harassment, no matter who they are. Hontiveros na naman.
Why is this person still in position? It's funny how, and there are people on my friends list sa FB na ganito. They follow and support left-leaning politicians and they don't even know about it.
We are one step closer to enacting a long sought and long overdue that will better protect Filipinos, especially women and LGBT persons, from bigotry, hatred we see rampant in our streets. Wow!
Yung hate speech nga na yan.
Schools and even workplace
Yung
today.
hatred na yan, it's also a long conversation. What constitutes as hate speech? And kasi hate speech is freedom of speech.
I go by our idol's definition of hate speech. Na yun din ang definition of hate speech sa Amerika. Ang hate speech is when you call to action
But that's not,
specifically to harm.
then that's not hate speech anymore. It's a call to action. It's inciting.
Okay, ito inside, yun yung definition.
Oo.
Pero just to hate, I hate this,
I'm a homophobic
that's just
person.
freedom of speech.
I hate them. Di ba? It's
This
not
is
like
freedom of speech.
Pero if I start saying na I hate these people and they should be mauled or mugged,
Yun ang hate speech.
oo. Pero hindi pa rin. When I say they should be, it doesn't mean I'm asking people to do it. Pero if I say na, okay, people following me, if you see a homosexual, gulpihin nyo. That's calling to action.
That's hate speech.
Pero kasi, it's like saying na,
Hindi, ganito lang yan. Should be is already an opinion, still hate speech.
but it's not a call to action. Or sabihin ko,
Hindi, equivalent to hate speech na rin yun.
What
Kasi
if-
you shouldn't be doing that
what
to
if I
begin with.
say na trans people deserves to be run over?
That's hate speech.
I don't
No,
think
but
so.
hindi kasi nobody deserves to be run over.
But that's an opinion.
Hindi. Ganito.
And I'm free to have my
Hindi.
own.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
not saying that that's my opinion. Ha?
True, but again, ba't mo sasabihin yun?
Because I feel like that's how it's supposed to be.
Hindi. Ganito yan. If you say it in a conversation, that's just a conversation. But if you broadcast it, it's different. Kasi,
You will
alam mo
see
na,
a lot of
kasi
ano.
may effects yun eh. May
Pero-
effects yun.
Eto nga yan eh. So if you've seen yung kay Crowder na that doesn't fall as a call to action. Because that's how I feel. I'm not telling people to do this. I'm just saying this is how I feel about them. Diba? Na, or maybe people who like K-pop should be deserves to drown. Diba? I mean, it's an opinion. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm not saying na when I see K-pop followers, I will drown them in the pool or in the pool of their own blood.
What?
Pero the point is, I'm not calling anybody to act on an opinion or a belief.
Okay.
I'm just saying they don't deserve to live.
Okay. I guess, all right, I get your point, but still, kumbaga nandun ka na sa dictum ng parang, you're not supposed to say those things. Di ba? Okay, kahit na freedom of speech yan, you're not supposed to say those things.
Kasi there's this one episode, an older one kay Milo, where they attack si Leslie Jones because he called her ugly yata or something.
Hindi, yun ang opinion.
Yun nga, pero people attack Leslie Jones online.
Oh, pero still,
Ngayon, they're
That's-
holding Milo accountable for his speech.
hindi.
That's exactly the same thing.
Hindi, kasi there's a difference between an objective criticism, kung talaga ba naman ganun eh. There's also such a thing as, kunyari, iba na yun.
Well,
Iba na yun. Seriously, iba na yun. Kasi kahit ikaw man pakinggan mo yun, yung sinasabi mo, even if it's an opinion, hindi dapat...
kasi tulad dito, sinabi ni Duterte lang, yung ibang journalist deserves to get killed because of what they do.
Oh, ito mo, it's still there. May mga na-offend lang, pero hindi, again, di ba, babalik tayo doon sa hindi presidential yung...
What holds to
Iba yung kunyari yung kay Trump, yung fake news, yung ginagano niya. Eh kasi naman, iba naman yung versus doon sa deserve to.
Well, deserve to based on an opinion.
Yeah, kasi ganito, no? Again, when we broadcast, katulad sa akin, we have a responsibility to the viewers. Remember that, di ba? We have a responsibility to the viewers to be very careful with what we say, because what we say might be interpreted in a very, very different way.
Okay. So,
Diba?
and I understand that. So, which is why there is this also another phrase that I use, and I think this came from Milo as well. Na parang, I am only responsible with what I say, not how they understood it.
That is true. Again, pero still, you need not provoke. You know what I mean? Kasi si Milo Yiannopoulos is a professional show.
That is true.
Di ba?
Pero
Sasadyain ka niyang ganun para magkagulo.
some of the things he said makes sense.
Di ba? Pero sasadyain ka niyang ganun para magkagulo. Ganun siya eh. Kaya nga naban yung lokong yun. Kaya nga ayaw na rin siya nila sa Shapiro eh. Dati puring-puri sila pero parang ugali mo hindi maganda eh.
Well,
Pero mga advocates ng free speech, sila Shapiro, sila Ben, sinuka rin si Milo because of what he does eh. Ito. Ang issue kay Milo Yiannopoulos, tignan nyo na lang, yung sinabi niya about him being a minor and stalking priests when he was in school. Yun yung naging controversial sa kanya eh. Parang, sinabi niya, siya, while he was a minor, stalking. Okay? So, isipin mo yung sinabi niya yun. Connotation nun is pedophilia.
I think there was also one comment he made about pedophilia, which he apologized for, I think.
But still, yun na nga eh.
That's true.
Even if, no matter how
But no, I'm not the
diba,
person.
tayo mo na,
It's just
yan
a
ha, katulad
statement.
din sa'yo. Opinion niya yun. Sabi niya, ako, ganito, ang ginawa ako. Yun eh. Pero still, it's,
Hindi, ginawa yun eh. It's not an opinion, it's an action.
hindi ka na. Ang connotation nun is, he condones and supports.
Okay. So,
Diba?
here's another thing. What if, again, we are just exploring yung possibilities. What if a certain person condones killing of suspected criminals? And then it happens. Mga suspects, drug suspects, somebody condones them getting killed instead of going through trial. Oh. Not because he condones it means he's responsible for them getting killed.